everyone, welcome to Lad Reviews. Sort of almost colour-coded. Anyway, what we're doing today, we're doing Bros After the Screaming Stops. Now, this is a BBC iPlayer documentary, so not on Netflix. It may be on Netflix at some point, but at the moment it isn't. And I would implore you to go and watch this. Please, seriously, this is compelling viewing. It's already been labelled a real Spinal Tap, which, if you're not familiar with what Spinal Tap is, it's a mockumentary about a rock band from the 70s, 80s. I'm not quite sure the exact timing, but that's also a brilliant film. This is reality, and some of the things they say, I mean, everything that comes out of Matt Goss's mouth, the lead singer of Bros, is hilarious. I won't go into too many of the quotes, but one of them was, "Our only toy as a kid was a dart. That we didn't have a dart board, just a dart. And what we'd do is we'd stand there and just throw it up in the air, and we'd have to wait as long as we could before we moved. And one time it landed in my ribs, and we took it indoors, and my granddad just pulled it out and gave it back to us, and we just came outside and just carried on throwing it." So yeah, that was quite a little bit longer quote than I probably anticipated, but I won't tell you any more, but that's kind of the gist of where they're at. Yes, they get a lot of stick. Is this just a combination of Alan Partridge and David Brent, or is there more substance to what these guys are about? And that's a very good question.
Even if you do say so yourself.
Well, alright, I don't know, it was a half decent question. I don't know, it was a figure of speech, it was a good question. I can't even remember what the question was now. What was the question?
So you've forgotten what the question was, do you want me to remind you?
No, it's fine, I'll just carry on. Compelling viewing. These two guys are off their tits, basically. But why? Why are they off their tits? Well, when you're 19 and you become world famous and you don't really have necessarily a mentor looking after you, which it seems that these two didn't, then it's very easy to go off the rails, and you're not mature enough to deal with all of this. And, you know, they're getting a lot of stick in the media at the moment for being a parody of themselves. And yes, this is ridiculous. It is a massive parody. But if you look deeper into it, for me, there's more to it than that. You've got two guys here with both with really bad mental health issues, both with anger issues. Matt Goss is all over the place, you know. Again, if you actually listen to some of the things he's saying, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But then at the same time, he does have some wisdom in there that you kind of like, okay, I see where you're coming from with this. Luke Goss is full of bitterness from his brother who was the lead singer and he was a drummer, and, that combination of animosity, bitterness, jealousy, but also with love for being family creates one hell of a recipe for compelling viewing. And actually, I'm going to give this 4.5 stars. And not just because it's bonkers and mental and funny to watch, but also because there is some real sincerity in there and actually some insights into what can happen to people when they do get fame young and they kind of get lost in their way, and yeah, I actually think most people will really enjoy this, whether you're a fan of Bros or not. It's just a great insight into fame, celebrityism, but also reminds you that all these people are just humans at the end of the day. And, I did kind of relate to it because it is easy to go a little bit mad when you're stuck in all of those, scenarios.
You've not been stuck in any of the same scenarios as them. Don't be ridiculous. You've not been famous. You weren't singing in front of 60,000 people at Wembley.
Yeah, but I've been depressed.
Well, alright, I guess that's okay then.
Thanks. Anyway, as I said, amongst all the shit, there is something real. Amongst all the shit, there is something real there. And yeah, the best part about it is them arguing and going at each other and falling apart. And you do think, oh God, this is tense. But actually within that, they are just two people, as I said.
Guess what? You're repeating yourself again.
Thanks. It's because I keep getting interrupted and I can't remember a thing that I'm saying, pal. Shut up, leave me alone for a second, just for one video. Anyway, 4.5 stars, iPlayer. I'm not sure how long it's going to be on there for, but do go and check it out. Bros After the Screaming Stops. Well worth a watch. My first recommendation of 2018. Or maybe my second or third, depending on when this was brought out. But do go and watch it. Thanks for watching. I've been Marcus J. Richardson. Until next time, Happy New Year.